guys, we're here with Ryan, who just went undefeated at 4-1 games at the Darkwing Blast tournament, double box. What deck were you playing?
I played Pure Spright.
Pure Spright, okay. Well, any shout outs at the beginning, or do you want to say it at the end?
I'll wait till the end.
Alright, awesome. Alright, let's get to the list then.
Alright, so I played 3 Spright blues, pretty standard.
The blouse, okay.
All this stuff is standard.
Yep.
So you got pixies, red carrot.
Just one of each?
Shouldn't be, yeah. I used to play 2 pixies, but just for today I cut it to 1 just for space issues.
Okay.
Then obviously 3 starters and Smasher.
Yep.
I usually play 2. I just side the second one now. Yeah, the 3 starters pretty explanatory. Then for other engines, I play Dark Beckoning Beast.
Oh, okay, interesting.
A lot of people don't play this right now. The reason I'm playing it is that prior to sprint, it's like it gives you 2 bodies and a 3rd body using the spell to bring back. So if I use 2 to make sprint, and then if they stop it, then I can bring back the other level 2 and they can make giant Spright.
Right.
And to go along with those, you play the 2 spells. So the reason I play 2 is because like the first one you usually just is the one that sticks there, and then the second one you discard anyway. But if they do pop the first one and you draw into the second one, it's like having another one all over. And then I play 2 Capshells.
2 Capshells, okay.
So the reason I play Capshell is it's a good card to, like, you can draw a bunch of cards out of it, but it's also a 0/0 fiend. So it interacts with Dark Beckoning Beast, where if you open Beckoning Beast in Capshell, you can use Beckoning Beast's effect to summon it as your additional normal summon, as well as the spell can also bring it back out of the graveyard. So every turn you get a consecutive draw.
Okay.
It also gets its effect to be attributed for a red or carrot. So it just gives you more draws, so you don't have to play any draw spells in this deck. And if you really need to draw, you can just summon it off Giant Spright instead of summoning Swap. It's not every time making Toad's the correct play. You can make Gin Buster.
So what's the situation where you decide to bring this instead of the Toad play?
So it's usually if I open like other hand traps, I would summon this so I can draw other cards, and then instead of like having Toad, like you can make Toad on a following turn, but you can use this under Gin Buster, so you can bring it back off Elf, and then Gin Buster will get it to draw again. So you get 2 draws, so 1 draw on each turn, and that should draw you 2 more cards, which gives you a lot of advantage. So sometimes making Toad isn't necessarily the right play, so sometimes just summoning this is better. It's also just an okay normal summon. Like you can use this to chain block Sprint, so if you summon this one as Spright, chain link 1, Sprint, chain link 2, capture the draw, and then they can't Ash the Sprint, so they have to Imperm or Veiler it. So it's not too bad. Those are pretty good, and then I play the Nimble engine. So this engine is like really good. The only conflicting thing is like having multiple normal summons, which is with Dark Beckoning Beast. But realistically, today I didn't draw multiple normal summons. But usually if you open both, you just use this first and then use this on the following turn. Just because it's like water. Or you can, if you really wanted to be cool, you could like summon swap, bounce swap, dump swap, get it out of your hand to add back with Toad on the next turn. But it was really good. I didn't get to really resolve Sprint this tournament, to be honest. Everybody was negating it. I got to do it once, but it was cracked otherwise. This card's just broken after turn 1 too, because like you can just keep summoning the anglers, as well as summoning the beaver back. So yeah, it's pretty good. No complaints on that. And then the last 2 monsters that are regular monsters, just 2 swaps. You only need 2. Like it's really a brick. Like opening this is a brick, unless there's a card I played in my extra deck that turns it not to a brick, but it's pretty bricky. So like you kind of you have to play 2 just to make Toad, but other than that, you don't need any more. And then for hand traps, is pretty much the rest of my deck. 3 Nib.
Okay.
I think Nib is like super important in this format. There's a lot of negates going around, but like if you pair it with any other hand trap, it's like really strong. As well as like Draco Slayers can't play through it. Like it just happens, and they just lose. That's pretty much why they play it. Then 3 Crow. So this could be the Vista cards. I have the Vista cards in my side deck, but this also hits spells and traps. Like playing at an event like this, it's not like a regional or something. There's people who are playing row decks. Like you hit Engage, you get all those cards with this. So it's just really strong. There's like a generic card. 3 Veilers and then 3 Imperms. They're the ones you want to pair with Nib.
Right.
That's pretty much it. Like Imperm's like dual use, like turns off floodgates, blocks the Imperm column if people play into it. Try and remind people not to. But other than that, it's also just can't get talents if you Imperm them.
So no Ash?
No Ash. I think Ash is pretty bad.
Okay.
Like I said, like most people will chain block it. Like against Tier, there's nothing that you want to Ash.
Exactly.
So and the last 3 cards were also pseudo hand traps. So I made Dark Ruler for today. This card's also amazing game 1 in the Spright mirror, because like you just activate it and they just can't do anything about it. So their whole board is just nullified. You just have to play through one Smasher. It's pretty easy. And it beats Draco Slayers too. Like they can't respond to it. It's only really bad against Tier, but like against Tier you have like Crow and like other hand traps to deal with them. I didn't lose to any Tier today, so that was good. But that's the main deck. It's 42. So for my extra, I played 3 Elf.
Yep. Mandatory.
Mandatory. 2 Spright, Giant Spright.
Also standard.
Mandatory.
Yeah.
I played 2 Sprint.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So
yeah, I've seen people do it.
The first Sprint always gets eaten by a hand trap,
Okay.
which means there's a dead angler in my deck somewhere. So the second one they're never expecting, and that's how you win the game.
Right.
Because you just put too much pressure if this resolves the second time. Also, it can just resolve the second time. I wasn't playing it today, but I do plan on siding Cyberstein, send Cyberstein to bring it back, summon Exterio. I played Toad, Jin, and then Dagusto Phoenix. This I summoned a lot. So this plus Pixies is like OTK, especially if you nib them. You put their token in attack position, and then you make a play to summon this and get to Pixies. Then when you attack the token with like 8,000 attack, you just Pixies the token, and its second attack it's still going to have the boost, so it'll be 10k straight to the face. It's
So
like,
you prefer that over Catch Arc?
yeah. Okay. This comes up like more often than not. And then I just played Zeus, just by itself.
Okay.
I never made it today, nor have I made it in testing. It just never comes up for me. So like I made it so I still had it, so if I needed to make it, I could make it. But it never came up. It didn't come up today, but it still needs to be there because like you can play against macro decks or other
I
unfair
agree with
macro
you.
decks.
I've been noticing it's very hard to actually get the Sky Cavalry line through.
Yeah, like most of the time they have fun
It'll
to
just
stop
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah. The last cards I played were Lynx, Jin, or
Dark?
Unicorn,
Okay.
Pit Knight.
Ooh, okay. You
So
like that one?
Pit Knight was okay. I only summoned it once today, but you essentially just summon it to the arrow where Elf points to, and you just get an extra layer of negate. So it's like you get Pit Knight, Elf, and Toad. So it's like having 4 negates.
Okay.
Plus it permanently makes the monster 0, so that it comes up.
And it can also come back.
Yeah.
Technically, if it's yeah.
And the last one I played was Shoma.
Oh, okay. Maybe explain this one to people.
So this one says it requires 2 monsters at the same time or level to make it, and it targets, or it doesn't target. It summons 1 card from your graveyard, 1 monster from your grave, and 1 monster from your hand that are at the same level, and immediately XYZ summons them. So if you open the Dark Beckoning Beast line, you can make this, draw a card, and then target Dark Beckoning Beast. So the one in your hand and the Capshell, and then you make Jin Buster on your 5th summon. Since it's all 1 summon, they can't nib you there. It's all 1 effect, so they have to negate this or else it just resolves, and then you just start your turn with Jin, and then you use the spell to bring back level 2, make these 2, that and the level 2 into Giant Spright, and then you have a play through a hand trap.
Okay.
So it didn't come up too much today. Before Sprint it came up all the time, but it's one of the cards I considered cutting, but it's really strong. But yeah, that's it for that. And then for the side deck, I played Double Barrier.
Okay.
I wanted to play 3, I just couldn't find the space. It's not too bad. 3 anti-spells.
Okay.
So like, anti-spells like really broken. Like it's for every deck, like any deck besides Ruler, Runics, like you force them to use all their cards right away. Pendulums, all that stuff. It's just really strong. 3 evenly. This is the best card in the format. It's just so strong. Like against backrow decks, against the mirror, like you just force the negate, or sometimes they don't even make them negate. You just eat the board, play after. I played Bisted stuff on the side. So I only played 2 Magnemite and a Druisworm.
Yep, and I think that's pretty standard as a small package one to use. Now, would you consider the Fenrir's Kashtiro?
Yeah, I definitely would. Like I got them today, so like I'll try it out. Like I think it would be in the side deck. I just don't know where I would put it.
Right.
It would just be because it doesn't. Fenrir is really strong, so it could also be a main deck card.
Yep.
But for these, it's like this just replace. It's like having 3 extra DD Crows. So like against like Tier, I'll side out like Dark Rulers and put these in. Like I'll just side out the less optimal hand trap to put these in for whatever matchup it is. Then I played 2 Cosmics. So this is like would be the Fenrir spot, but like this beats mine in Fountain, where like Fenrir doesn't beat mine. And I play this second Smashers because it beats mine, and I usually play 2 in my main deck, but today I decided to play 1. I definitely miss the second one all the time because like people don't expect the second one, so they make their board thinking you don't have the second one, and then the second one just kills them.
Right.
And then this because it's a level 2.
Okay. So now, no Spright double cross?
Nope. I think the card is pretty strong. I just think the other trap cards I'm signing are a little bit better.
I see.
But you can search double cross and just like go crazy with it. But I was gonna main it, but it sucks going second. But I think I'm gonna try it out in the future.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for the deck profile. Any shoutouts?
Yeah, shoutouts to the Bio Boys chat, you know, best chat in the game, and Dysfunctional Family Group chat, also another good chat of mine. Other than that, shout out to everybody at 401. That's it.
Awesome, thank you so much. Take care, guys.